Welcome back to Spencer FYI, and I have Curt Strouth from the Corridor with me. We thought maybe we'd just kind of maybe do a little look back and then a look ahead, two of us coming up here in 2026. So thanks for stopping in.
Absolutely, thanks for the invitation. It is crazy to think about how fast 2025 went, and then here we are. We get to 2026, we're halfway through the month. It's just unbelievable how fast that time flies. But glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, you're welcome. And I know you're planning an event coming up just right around the corner.
Yeah, so as we kick off the new year, we always schedule our annual business recognition event at the end of January. So this year, January 28th, we'll be hosting it right here at the Clay County Regional Event Center. It's a great opportunity for us. We serve 4 counties of economic development, including all of Clay, and we're great partners here with Clay County and the city of Spencer, but we also cover Emmett County, Dickinson, and all the way down to Buena Vista County in the city of Storm Lake. And so this is our opportunity to get all of our key stakeholders from all across all 4 counties, elected leaders, legislators, state officials, all of our partners from Iowa Area Development Group, from a development standpoint, in one room. And we're able to celebrate the year. We're anticipating over 300 people in attendance this year from across the 4 counties and across the state of Iowa. We'll be bringing in a speaker, Devin Henderson, this year, which we're really excited about. He's a leadership speaker. He'll actually throw a little bit of magic in there too. So it'll be a very interactive type of presentation. We'll be giving out some awards. Each year we give out some awards that we recognize across the corridor. Those award categories are Small Business Excellence Award. So that's a business that's 30 employees or less. We'll also give out a Large Business Excellence Award, which is for those larger businesses, 30 employees or more. A Young Professional of the Year and an Entrepreneur of the Year. So we put nomination requests out there. We did that a couple of months ago, and then individuals from across the region can nominate businesses and individuals for those categories. And then we have a nominating committee that reviews the application, scores them, and then we'll announce those winners on the set on the 28th. So we're looking forward to that.
Awesome. Is our RSVP still open for that?
So RSVP deadline is this week, Friday, and it's free. And so, we encourage people to participate in that. It's a great event, and like I said, it's just a great opportunity to get in front of people. So,
yeah. Well, like you said, to kind of honor some of those businesses that are doing really well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's our opportunity too. We take that opportunity to talk about everything that happened in 2025 because it's a busy year. And hot off the press, I mentioned to you, this is literally hot off the press, our brand new 2025 annual report of activities. So we'll be delivering this at the event for the first time, and then this will be something that we'll distribute to all of our key investors throughout the year as we go and meet with individuals, businesses that are looking to maybe recruit to the area to understand what we're doing. So it's very cool. They do a great job of everything in here. It's about a 15-page document that highlights all the development projects, all the initiatives, all the partnerships that go into the work that we do year in, year out. So,
anything you want to highlight for?
Oh, geez. Well, on the cover here, so the cover this year, last year we started the Homegrown Talent Initiative, and we talk about workforce pipeline and recruiting our kids who are graduating from our schools to come back and take the many high-quality jobs that we have here in the area. And that's a long play. It's a cultural play. We understand with such a low unemployment rate, we're not going to recruit hundreds of people to come into our communities from the outside. We got to have that connection of kids who are graduating and growing up in our communities to come back. So the Homegrown Talent Initiative is it's a brand new initiative we started last year to provide $6,000 grants for kids who are graduating from our school in our region, going off to college, but we're recruiting them to come back and to live here, to work here and raise a family, most importantly. So we provide $6,000 grants for those kids who make that, to who qualify for that. And then those grants can be used for any of 3 things. It can be used for student loan debt repayment, it could be used for mortgage reimbursement, or child care expenses, which are really the 3 biggest barriers of recruitment for kids to come back to our area. So we're excited about that. We always host a fundraising event. We don't use our investor dollars to be able to subsidize these grants. We actually host an annual fundraising golf tournament that we rotate around the corridor region throughout the year. And last year's event was so successful. We had such good participation and support of this initiative that we'll be able to award 4 grants in 2026. And our goal ultimately was always to be able to award 1 in each one of our 4 counties, which we'll be able to do this year, which we're excited about. But the cover this year was our 2 Homegrown Talent Initiative winners from 2025. And they will both be in attendance at our business recognition event at the 28th. And then they'll be speaking to the crowd about their story, about why they chose to come back. And then our ultimate goal then with the storytelling piece of our winners is we're going to take them to our schools across the region and have them speak directly to our classes so those kids understand that, hey, we do have people that are graduating from our school, going off, and more importantly, the awesome opportunities that are here. One of them is a nurse actually here at Spencer Hospital, and the other is a financial advisor with Edward Jones down in Storm Lake. So it's pretty cool stories. Again, it's the storytelling piece that we need to make sure we're getting the message out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if folks are interested in applying for that, is that grant always open, or is there a certain time frame?
So it's not open all year, but the application is open right now. So the application deadline for Homegrown Talent Initiative for 2026 is February 15. So we got about a month between now and February 15 for those individuals who are interested in applying. They certainly can contact us at the office, the Lakes Corridor office, or it's on our website at lakescorridor.com. Either way, you can have access to that application. So.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, if you have somebody out there maybe heading back this way, that's a great thing.
Absolutely, and we always encourage employers too. Like if you have an incentive to be able to recruit somebody, to come to work for you, this is a good piggyback incentive too. Like, hey, the corridor also has this Homegrown Talent Initiative grant of $6,000 that you can certainly apply for, and we do pay that over 4 years. It's not always it's not an upfront grant. We paid over 4 years because there's statistics behind. If you can get somebody here for 4 years, they're more likely to stay here long term. And so it's $1,500 a year paid out over 4 years.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So that's a great initiative.
Yep.
That's right. Another thing I know that you guys work with is the Spencer Jobs Trust. So
Yeah.
some good things happening
Yes.
there.
Yeah, thank you. Spencer Jobs Trust, and we talk about, what can we do to provide incentives for the recruitment of new business to the area, or even to retain businesses that are here. So the Spencer Jobs Trust it's an incentive in partnership with the City of Spencer and SMU. The funds that go into this program are split 50-50. We actually did just award a Spencer Jobs Trust award to Priority Health Northwest, and we presented that to them this week, and we closed on that. It was a $30,000 forgivable loan. On the way the program works, and this would be eligible for anybody who's looking at maybe growing or expanding or relocating to Spencer. It's a forgivable loan for any new full-time job that you create, whether it's an existing business or a new business coming to town. It's $3,000 eligibility for each new full-time job, and it's a forgivable loan over 5 years. So if you apply and you're accepted, let's say you plan on bringing in a new business at 5 jobs full-time, you'd be eligible for 5 times 3, 15,000 if I'm still doing my math correctly. So $15,000, and that's a forgivable loan over 5 years. So we'll annually audit those jobs to make sure that they stay in place. And if you maintain those jobs over that 5 years, those dollars are completely 100% forgiven. So we talk about loans and grants, and those are all important when we talk about business growth and succession. This is a forgivable loan. So as long as you're producing as a business and can continue to maintain those jobs, it's 100% forgiven at the end of it, which is exciting. And the cool story with Priority Health Northwest, that's the former Crown Clinics. They were displaced during the flood and heavily displaced, and so Jay Downing and Peyton Hanselman, who are the two owners of Priority Health Northwest, transitioned Crown Clinics to this. So we're able to maintain a very key resource for Spencer. Crown Clinics had a large patient base, and so we're able to keep that here. And Jay and Peyton, great leaders to make sure that we do that. And so this is a way to help facilitate that. But again, a tool for us to use at the corridor, the city, the chamber, to be able to, as we continue all working together to bring new business to town, our businesses looking to grow and expand, this is a tool that we can use to help facilitate that. And so we encourage people, if they have questions, that information also is on our website, but feel free to contact the office too, and happy to help people walk through that as well. So,
awesome. That's great. Yeah, like you said, you guys do such great things, and I think a lot of people don't really realize what kind of things you do over there
Right.
that help grow the community.
Right, we're a 501c6 nonprofit corp, so we're not always out in the public eye. And economic development and that kind of work, a lot of it does go on behind the scenes. And yesterday we were fortunate enough to have Debbie Durham, who's the State Director of Economic Development, here in our office. We were able to talk about initiatives and stuff going on here at the corridor, take her around a little bit too. But one of the things we always talk about in economic development, and we kind of chuckled about it with Debbie yesterday, it's a marathon and not a sprint. Right, development stuff is, we want childcare issues, we want workforce pipeline issues, we want housing issues today. But the reality is it's a long play. There's a lot of things that go in, a lot of things that have to fall your way to be able to make things happen. And it is a relationship business. I mean, developers and individuals who want to invest in communities do so a lot of times on relationships and opportunities. And so those have to be harvested too. And people have to trust the work that we're doing to even want to invest in our communities. So it's a constant play. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint, and there's been some really good things that have happened, and there's some really good things in the queue right now. But to your point, a lot of stuff does happen behind the scenes, and it's not out forward facing. But that's just the profession of economic development. So.
For sure. Well, and you mentioned childcare.
Yeah.
So I know last time you were in here, you were doing your survey and you were getting all that stuff up, and some exciting things happened in that realm too.
Yeah. So here's a prime example of the marathon part of it, right? Because in 2024, we applied for a grant through Iowa Economic Development Authority to address some of the childcare issues here in Spencer. We were awarded a $20,000 grant to help us facilitate a market analysis, some strategic planning and financial modeling, which all happened in 2025. With some great leadership locally to help facilitate that. Thanks to everybody who participated locally, from daycare providers to individuals, households that have children that are in daycare, and our schools all partnered together to make sure we have this information. First Children's Finance is who we contracted with through the state of Iowa to help facilitate all of this. They're that independent third party who's really talented at the childcare piece of it. So it showed a gap about 500 spaces here in Spencer, and that's a big number. That's a big number. But right now we're on the back end of it. We're working through some financial modeling. We're working with a daycare provider to potentially look at expanding to the Spencer market, which would be a new daycare, a public daycare. Be about 120 slots right now is what's proposed. A lot of things have to fall in place, but it's been some good conversations at this point. River's Edge Daycare is a brand new daycare that came out of the study that showed the demand, and that's a 30 slot daycare, if you know what I'm saying. I talk units sometimes in development. These are actually individuals.
Children.
These are human beings, exactly. So a 30 slot daycare from 0 to 3. And so when they announced that, they filled up relatively quickly, and it is occupied, fully occupied right now at the waiting list. So with that demand shown through the study, it helped facilitate the growth of River's Edge, and it's also showing an opportunity for the new daycare potentially expand into Spencer. And so we're working hard to be able to facilitate that, to continue to meet the needs of those families that need the daycare so they can participate in the workforce. Because if we don't have good daycare, really high quality people who could be participating in the workforce are staying home. That's what we don't want, right? The workforce is already hard to get, so we got to figure out ways to take that barrier down, and daycare is a huge one.
Awesome. Well, I will look forward to hearing some more about that.
Yeah, we are too. I think Q1, the first half, I would say, of 2026 will be a big moment in time for how that transitions into the daycare piece of it. So we're excited.
Awesome. Sounds
very optimistic on that.
Good.
So
Good deal. We have some ribbon cuttings coming up too, so that's another kind of thing that you help with.
Yeah. So development is all encompassing, right? We also break ground and move dirt, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Spencer Economic Development Corporation. In the partnership there to be able to help lead that charge in development here locally from ground that's existing, shovel-ready ground to market it and get it ready for sale, to also flood-impacted pieces of ground to go in and acquire that, get it ready for redevelopment through a demolition phase, and get some new redevelopment in place too. But two great projects actually next week. Now, typically we do groundbreakings for new projects when the weather's nice, right? And the timing for this didn't work out very well, but we need to celebrate projects as they happen too. So next week, Thursday, January 22, SCDC is going to be hosting what we're going to call a virtual groundbreaking for two pretty exciting projects here for Spencer. One is going to be up in the North Y, Robinson Funeral Home from Spear Lake, purchased a lot up there this last fall. And they're going to be breaking ground this spring as soon as the weather cooperates to bring another funeral home to Spencer, which is exciting. And so they bought a lot up there. So Corey Robinson, the owner, will be on hand at this virtual ribbon cutting. He's going to talk about the project, answer questions, just kind of showcase what that looks like and maybe his timeline. The other project we're going to highlight is the housing project by Talon Development down by Moose Pond, which is crazy. Steve Booty's group and Talon Development, Josh Kruger. This time of the year, you don't see much dirt moving, but they also are talented enough that if they get a small window of nice weather, they're going to move on it. And so they got the footings poured and everything here right around Christmas. And so Josh Kruger will be here to talk about that project. It's a 30-unit multifamily housing project that'll bring more units to Spencer, which is much needed to help recruit more individuals for the workforce. So yeah, that's a couple exciting projects we'll be able to highlight next week, Thursday.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Build My Future. What exactly is Build My Future?
Yeah, so this is going to be a brand new initiative too. Let me give you a little background on why we do some of the things we do. So Joanne Fallon from our office is our Business Retention and Expansion Coordinator. And what Business Retention and Expansion, or BRE is an acronym that you may hear publicly a lot, is we get in and we do about 120 visits throughout the year from all of our companies throughout the 4 counties. And they give us primary feedback on what the pinch points for them to potentially continue to grow here. And we hear 3 common ones: workforce, and we talked about that a little bit already, housing, and childcare. And we talked about both of those as well too. But the workforce issue it's a tough one because we do deal with a population issue in the state of Iowa. It's not just here in Northwest Iowa, it's a state of Iowa issue, and Debbie Durham was in town yesterday. We talked about this specifically. So we need to create initiatives and opportunities to engage with our schools. And so one of the things we really worked hard on in 2025 is to partner with all of our schools across the corridor region, and Spencer included, and Superintendent Heeman and their staff. And so Build My Future is going to be a brand new initiative that we're going to be hosting here in Spencer, the Clay County Regional Event Center, on April 23. And so what that looks like is we'll be, again, partnering with all 12 schools across the corridor region. They're all 100% on board with this, which is great, seeing that partnership too, to be able to bring high school sophomores here. And we'll also be bringing in businesses as part of this. And so this is how it'll work. We'll have approximately 50 vendors or businesses that'll be a part of this. We'll have approximately 1,000 kids from across the corridor region, which will be a part of this one-day event. Our vendors or our businesses, their participation role will be to have some sort of a hands-on event. It could be a paint simulator, it could be a welding simulator, it could be healthcare, it could be some surgical tech stuff. I mean, it's anything you can think of from a business standpoint to be able to have kids get their hands engaged in what's going on. So it's not going to be a career fair where businesses will be set up, kids will go up and just have a conversation and move on and maybe grab a token or something. That is not what this is going to be, right? Exactly. Load their bag with stuff and then leave. That is not what this is going to be. This is going to be an opportunity for our businesses to engage with our students one-on-one, hands-on, to get them the experience of what these things actually look like for careers. Because our kids need to understand what opportunities are here. If we don't showcase that, they don't know. And it's, the mindset is we want to get out of here and go do something else. Well, we got a great quality of life right here in Northwest Iowa. We got so many good opportunities that it's our job to showcase that. So April 23, Build My Future, you're going to see a lot more coming out about this. It's going to be a massive undertaking, and we're fortunate to have so many good partners with our schools, our chambers, our city leadership, county leadership to help facilitate this. Our community colleges are fully 100% engaged with this as well, because we need them as a partner at the table as well. 1,000 kids will be coming in, 50 plus vendors. It's going to be a great event, and we'll be doing this annually. So we'll be starting with high school sophomores, and we will want to make sure all the high school sophomores are engaged because they're kind of that influential role as far as where they're going to be at for a career. But we're also the guidance counselors are also going to let our juniors and seniors open and enroll in this going forward. So if you're a junior or senior and you're still not quite sure what you want to do, this would be an opportunity to come back and still participate in the Build My Future to see if there's maybe something there for you. And then for our businesses, they're directly connected with our students. And so from an internship standpoint, or be able to bring some of these kids in to work for them in the summertime and start building that pipeline, long term I think is the play. So again, long play, right? Because we're trying to get into our kids now, and this will be for perpetual in nature, but we'd be able to do this and piggyback with the Homegrown Talent Initiative and helping now incentivize these kids to come back by providing these grants. We hope that through these 2 initiatives that we're separating ourselves from the competition from a recruitment standpoint, and now we just got to showcase the quality of life. I mean, there's so much good stuff already going up here. We have quality schools, great opportunities for businesses to continue to grow and expand. We just need our kids to come back and take those jobs. So yeah, it's going to be busy, but we're excited. We're excited about it. And huge shout out to our team, Joanne Fallon, Alyssa Peterson, Jenny Dykma, Trevor Smith, for leading this charge. I mean, they're doing a great job of uplifting it. It's going to be a big deal. So.
Awesome. Well, if there's business out there that maybe haven't been contacted and they want to get in on the ground floor.
Absolutely. Yep. If you're a business and interested in participating, just contact the Iowa Lakes Corridor office. Check out our website at lakescorridor.com. Happy to chat through it with any of them. We have a one-page form. We actually have the registration form on our website. So they go on there, fill it out, and turn it back in. If they have questions, they can contact the office. Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Sounds good. I know another exciting thing that kind of just happened recently was the Tiger Sports Academy. And I know you guys had a hand in helping them get off the ground.
Yeah, no, it's great. Mike Kinnicky, great project for Spencer. Again, this is a cool project because it repurposed an old school, right, of a space that sat unoccupied for a long time. So have a nonprofit to come in, and that private public partner from the nonprofit to the school to come together to facilitate this is great. And Mike's a visionary, and his board is a visionary. And sometimes in economic development, you need those visionaries to lead the charge. It makes our jobs a lot easier. And so Mike, he's actually a board member of the corridor as well. Just came and said, here's my vision, what opportunities are out there. And our goal and our job is to provide those resources that are there from revolving loan fund funding through Spencer Municipal Utilities, a great revolving loan fund for low interest loans. That can be some gap financing as an opportunity. Grants through Iowa Economic Development Authority for nonprofits. There's some small grants that maybe businesses aren't aware of. T-Mobile, for example, there's a lot of these small businesses that do provide community grants out there for nonprofits. And so we have the connection piece of that. So yeah, Mike was able to come to us. So here's my vision. I think we put him in contact with 3 or 4 different opportunities. We put him in contact with a grant writer too to help him facilitate that. That can be a big undertaking. The chamber was a partner in helping write some of those grants too. So yeah, anybody who's interested in just ideas from even just business planning. I mean, there's just so many things out there that we pride ourselves in being that one-stop shop to be able to help facilitate. And the big wins is when we're working with somebody like Tiger Sports Academy and Mike, and get them in line and in front of all these opportunities. But then when we're able to ultimately do the open houses and the ribbon cuttings, be able to celebrate it. That is awesome. So no, that was a great project, and yeah, congratulations to Mike, and what a great amenity for the city.
For sure. Yeah, and it's nice to know that you have those opportunities and those resources that folks can tap into.
Yeah, so we always encourage, sometimes I appreciate you bringing that up, because sometimes people just have a hard time understanding where to start. We always encourage you, give us a call. Like, if we may not have the answer directly for you, more than likely we're going to be able to guide you somewhere that will get you that answer from anything business related, from business succession. Maybe you're looking to sell a business, maybe you're looking to buy a business, maybe you're looking to grow a business, or maybe you just need to be out of it all completely. And we're confidential, 100% confidential. We're 501c6, so we're not, we can protect private information, and we pride ourselves on that, because that's how we build up our credibility.
So stop in or give you a call.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Stop in. We love visitors. Our office, we're connected right here to SMU. So our building's our entrance is on the very south side of the SMU building. Stop in anytime. Call. We'd love to see you.
And I know you started a podcast too, so there's more places they get to see your face, right?
Yeah. So again, being nonprofit, be behind the scenes, right? We got to tell our stories, and this is a great opportunity. So thanks again for having us here today. But we're shooting. We're actually just shot our first episode yesterday for season 2. So there's podcasts out there that they try to ram through 50 episodes a year. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to highlight 7 to 8 episodes per year or per season about those really key partnerships that go on behind the scenes that make our work happen. And so we kicked off season 2 yesterday. We ended season 1 with a great podcast episode with Mayor Baumgars and City Manager Kevin Robinson, and we talked all things development at a local level and transition of leadership with Mayor Baumgars going out, and some of his vision for Spencer as he rotated out. And so all of our episodes for season 1 are on our website, so people can go check those out. They're about 30 minutes in length. But if you're interested in learning just more about the corridor, some of the relationships that go on behind that, and how we interact and facilitate some of that, it's a great opportunity to check that out. So,
awesome.
So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, thanks for stopping in and filling us out a little bit. You're not busy or anything over there.
No, we're not busy at all. No, we're not. We got a great team, though, to help facilitate this. And, again, our work is only made possible by those who support us. And SMU is a huge partner of ours, so we appreciate the partnership with SMU, the City of Spencer, and then obviously Clay County, and then all the businesses from a private standpoint who invest and support all the work that we do. If we didn't have that support, our work would not be possible. So when we talk about everything we talked about today, we just want to say thank you to everybody who supports us, and understanding that our work is not always out up front, but there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to continue to move that needle, to continue to put us out front from the competition, because it's a competitive world out there. So.
For sure. Well, and if folks are interested in the business luncheon, there's still time to RSVP for that.
RSVP, call the office. You can go online and RSVP there too. So.
All right, sounds good. And maybe mark your calendar also for those ribbon cuttings if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about those things.
Yeah, and we'll be partnering with the Spencer Ambassadors for that, and they do such a good job of coming in and actually live streaming that too. So if you can't make it, you'll be able to go to the Spencer Chamber page, and we'll share it on our Facebook media as well. You'll be able to see it as a follow-up if you can't get there in person. So
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping in.
yeah, thanks for your invitation. Appreciate it.
Yep, and enjoy the rest of your January.
We'll do. You as well.
Will do.
Yep.
We'll be back with more right after this.